When Brayden ended the call and turned back, he noticed her signature already in place. A faint nod followed. Appreciate it. 2 copies of the agreement lay on the desk. She gathered hers and quietly slipped it into her purse. With everything finalized, Brayden made no move to linger. He gathered the signed agreement, tucked it neatly away, and pushed the door open for her. Stepping out of the study, Gracie noticed the hallway was quiet. Theo and Ellie were nowhere in sight. It looks like they've gone off somewhere, Brayden said, his tone measured. How are you planning to get back? Should I have a car sent for you? He stood a few paces away, his posture courteous yet detached. The polite distance between them felt deliberate. He'd been up front from the beginning, setting clear lines neither of them were meant to cross. Oddly, that restraint made Gracie's shoulders relax. For the first time that day, she felt she could breathe a little easier. Having endured Theo's psychological games and suffocating control in her past life, she yearned for someone steady like Brayden. With him, she could sever her family's hold on her and focus on her research in peace. Once their marriage ran its course, she'd finally be free to live as she pleased. There's no need. Her tone was calm but distant. I'll call a cab myself. Thanks anyway. Brayden inclined his head in acknowledgement, his expression unreadable, and walked away without another word. Gracie refused the butler's polite offer to send for a car and chose to leave on her own. Crossing the garden, she slowed when faint voices drifted through the trimmed hedges. Relax, Ellie. I'm nothing like Brayden. He might be marrying out of obligation, but my feelings for you are real. Theo's voice sliced through the still air. Gracie stiffened on instinct, her breath catching in her throat. A familiar chill crept down her spine. She had never stopped fearing him. She froze where she stood, afraid even to draw a breath. Between the shifting leaves, she could see Theo's tender smile as he clasped a delicate necklace around Ellie's neck. Here, let me help you with this, he murmured softly. Ellie's cheeks flushed, her voice light and shy. All right, but because she faced away, she never noticed the flicker of cruelty that cut through his eyes like a blade. Alan's obvious favoritism had already marked her as the future of the family business. To Theo, that simply made Ellie the perfect pawn in his own play for power. Gracie, meanwhile, lived quietly in her own world, the kind of introverted scholar who spent most of her days tucked away in a lab. Ellie traced her fingers along the delicate necklace at her throat, a faint smile tugging at her lips. In her past life, she had married Brayden with hope, convinced that affection could blossom from duty, that someday they would be happy together. Instead, their marriage had been nothing but a cold contract. Each misguided choice had pulled her deeper into ruin, until the end came alone, in the delivery room, her life fading with the child she never got to hold. This time, she picked Theo, the man who seemed quite gentle. When the wedding day came, she vowed to eclipse Gracie in every way. The night's getting late. Let me take you home, Theo murmured, his eyes soft as he smiled. All right. Ellie slipped her hand into his without hesitation, her heart swelling with satisfaction. From the opposite path, the pair departed together. Concealed beneath the dim canopy of trees, Gracie's legs nearly buckled, and she braced a trembling hand against the rough stone beside her. When her pulse finally steadied, she straightened and walked toward the entrance. There, Theo was holding the car door open with his usual polished grace, waiting as Ellie stepped in with a radiant smile. Through the tinted window, Ellie glanced back, her eyes glinting with smug delight, a sly smirk curling her lips as she savored the sight of Gracie's pale, wounded face. She assumed Gracie had Brayden's signed agreement by now. Happiness wasn't something meant for her, not in this lifetime. Watching the car fade into the distance, Gracie felt nothing but a quiet, exhausted relief. This time around, whatever bound her to Theo had finally come to an end.